Nice to meet you again in our biology program. Last episodes we talked about movement and support. Today we are going to make a revision on movement and support. Please concentrate with me. Let's start. First question, choose the correct answer between brackets. Number 1, the total number of vertebrae in the human vertebral column is space vertebra. 23, 30, 33, or 40. Let's think together. What is the total number of all vertebrae in human vertebral column? Yes, you are right. The total number of vertebrae in the human vertebral column is 33 vertebrae. Next, the total number of cervical, thoracic, and lumbar vertebrae of the vertebral column in man is space. Once again, the total number of the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar vertebra of the vertebral column in man is space. The choices are 7, 12, 24, or 28. Yes, you are right. The total number of cervical, thoracic, and lumbar vertebra of the vertebral column in man is 24. So the total number of cervical, thoracic, and lumbar vertebra of the vertebral column in man is 24. Next, the walls of plant cells become stronger if space deposited in it. Cutin, suberin, cellulose, all the previous. Once again, the walls of the plant cells become stronger if space deposited in it. Is it deposition of cutin, suberin, cellulose, all the previous? Let's think together. The walls become stronger by what? Yes, the walls of plant cells become stronger if cellulose deposited in it. Next, the transverse processes are present in space. Skull, pelvis, vertebra, scapula. Once again, the transverse processes are present in space. Skull, pelvis, vertebra, or scapula. Let's think, my dear students, where can you find the transverse process? Where did we mention that? Yes, you are right. The transverse processes are present in vertebra. Next, the cerebral part of the skull contains space. The cerebral part of the skull contains space. Neural spine, foramen magnum, face bones, transverse process. Let's remember together. Let's remember together. Actually, the skull has two parts, which are facial part and cerebral part. Let's see which part is found in cerebral part. The cerebral part of the skull contains, yes, you are right, foramen magnum. Next, the plant epidermal cell walls are water impermeable due to the deposition of space. Cutin, cellulose, lignin, suberin. I am going to say that again. Please concentrate with me. The plant epidermal cell walls are water impermeable due to deposition of what? Is it cutin, cellulose, lignin, or suberin? Of course, you know, my dear student, the epidermal cell has cutin. So the answer is going to be the plant epidermal cell walls are water impermeable due to the deposition of cutin. Next. When the nerve fibers enter the muscle, it supplies a group of muscle fibers from about space 5 to 100, 50 to 100, 5 to 10, 500 to 1000. Once again, when the nerve fiber enters the muscle, it supplies a group of muscle fibers from a group of what? Yes, it's from 5 to 100. So when the nerve fiber enters the muscle, it supplies a group of muscle fibers from about 5 to 100. Sarcomere is the distance between each successive two space. H lines, A lines, Z lines, I lines. Let's remember together. Sarcomere is a distance between what? Yes, sarcomere is a distance between each successive two Z lines. Let's move to another item of question. Please concentrate with me. Complete the following sentences with suitable words. First, swelling of plant cell is considered as space support, while increase of its wall thickness is considered as space support. Once again, and please concentrate. Swelling of plant cell is considered as space support, while increase of its wall thickness is considered as space support. Of course, swelling of plant cell is considered as physiological support, while increase of its wall thickness, it's structural support. Next, the total number of vertebra in the human vertebral column is space. Of course, you know, my dear students, the total number of vertebra in the human vertebral column is 33 vertebra. The posterior part of human skull made of space, serrated bones attached firmly to each other, while the thoracic cage consists of space, thoracic vertebra at the back. Once again, and please concentrate. The posterior part of human skull made of space, serrated bones attached firmly to each other, while the thoracic cage consists of space, thoracic vertebra at the back. Yes, you are right. Excellent. The posterior part of human skull made of 8 serrated bones attached firmly to each other, while the thoracic cage consists of 12 thoracic vertebra at the back. Yeah. So the number of thoracic vertebra is 12. Next, the movement in man depends on 3 systems, which are space, space, and space. Yes, you are right. Of course, the movement in man depends on 3 systems, which are skeletal system, muscular system, and also nervous system. The plant possesses different methods for support, such as space support and space support. What are the names of the 2 methods of support in plant? Good. The plant possesses different methods for support, such as structural support and also physiological support. Each motor unit consists of a group of space and 1 space supplying them. Again, each motor unit consists of a group of space and 1 space supplying them. You are right. Each motor unit consists of a group of muscle fibers and one nerve fiber supplying them. Next, cholinesterase enzyme destroys acetylcholine into space and space. Let's remember together. Cholinesterase enzyme destroy cholinesterase into a. Again, cholinesterase enzyme destroy acetylcholine into what and what? Yeah, you are right. Cholinesterase enzyme destroys acetylcholine into choline and acetate. The muscle contraction is the summation of space forming the muscle. Good. The muscle contraction is a summation of all motor units forming the muscle. Next. Muscles are classified according to the presence of the striation into space and space. What are the two kinds of muscles according to striation? You are right. Muscles are classified according to the presence of the striation into striated muscle and also non-striated muscles. Write the scientific term which indicates each of the following. A flat bone pointed at the lower part which made of cartilage. Let's remember together. What is the name of this flat bone which is pointed at its lower part? Good. A flat bone pointed at the lower part which made of cartilage is called sternum. Next. Two pairs of ribs which are short and don't reach the sternum. Once again, two pairs of ribs which are short and don't reach the sternum. Of course, they are called floating ribs. Next, a group of bones which protects the brain. A group of bones which protects the brain. Yes, of course, this group is called the skull. A group of bones which protect the spinal cord. A group of bones which protect the spinal cord. Yes, as we said before, a group of bones which protect the spinal cord is the vertebral column. So the group of bones which protect the brain is the skull, and the group of bones which protect the spinal cord is the vertebral column. Next, it's a curved bone attached at back with the centrum of vertebra and its transverse processes. Please concentrate in that again. It is a curved bone attached at the back with the centrum of the vertebra and its transverse process. What is the name of this curved bone? Right, the ribs. So the ribs or the rib is a curved bone. The rib is a curved bone. This is the definition of the rib. Is a curved bone attached at the back with the centrum of vertebra and its transverse process. A distance between each successive two Z lines in structure of myofibril. Once again, a distance between each successive two Z lines in structure of myofibril. Of course, the name of a distance between each successive two Z lines in the structure of myofibril is called sarcomere. A bone from the pectoral girdle has triangular shape. A bone from the pectoral girdle has triangular shape. Yes, scapula is a bone from the pectoral girdle has a triangular shape. Examine the opposite figure and answer the following questions. What is the figure represent? You are right. It represents the bony vertebra. Name the numbered parts from 1 to 4. Let's see. Number 1. Yes, it's called centrum. Number 2, as you see, two transverse processes. And also number 3 is neural spine. At last, number 4, anterior and posterior articulating processes. Anterior and posterior articulating process. Compare between light band and dark band. Once again, compare between light band and dark band. Light band, yes, it's called I band, while dark band is called A band. Once again, light band is called I band, but dark band is called A band. Light band has dark line called Z line, formed of thin protein called actin only, while dark band has light area called H zone. This is a semi-lighted area formed of thick protein called myosin. I'm going to say that again and please concentrate. Light band called I band, while dark band is called A band. The light band has a dark line called Z line formed of one type of protein only, which is a thin protein called actin, while dark band has lighted area or semi-lighted area called H zone, formed of thick protein only called myosin. So the lighted band has actin, which is a thin protein, while dark band has thick protein only, which is myosin. Let's move to the second comparison. Forelimb and hind limb. Compare between forelimb and hind limb. Forelimb, as you see, attached to the thoracic cage by pectoral girdle, which is called scapula, while hind limb attached to vertebral column by pelvic girdle. So, forelimb attached to the thoracic cage by pectoral girdle, while hind limb attached to vertebral column by pelvic girdle. Forelimb consists of humerus, radius, ulna, and wrist, while hind limb consists of femur, tibia, and fibula. Also, we can see foot. And also in forelimb, you can see the wrist has 8 bones, while in hind limb, the ankle has 7 bones and the foot has 5 bones called metatarsals. In forelimb, each palm consists of metacarpals followed by 5 digits. Each consists of 3 bones except the thumb, which has 2 bones. And in hind limb, metatarsal are long and thin and end with 5 toes, each supported by 3 phalanges, except the big toe, which is supported by 2 bones only. Choose from column A what suits from column B. Actually, it's an item of choice. Choose from column A what suits from column B. As you see in column A, you can see radius bone exists. Number 2, clavicle bone. 3, fibula bone exists. 4, ilium bone exists. 5, sternum bone exists. And on the other side of column B, you can see the lower limb in the skull, in the thoracic cage, in pelvic girdle, in the upper limb, the upper limb, yes, in femur, and also you can see in shank, in shoulder girdle. Let's see. Radius bone exists where? Where can you find radius bone? Yes, radius bone exists in, yes, in the upper limb. So radius bone exists in the upper limb. Number 2, clavicle bone. Where can you find clavicle bone? Of course, clavicle bone is found in shoulder girdle. In shoulder girdle. So clavicle bone in shoulder girdle. Third one, fibula bone exists where? Yes, you are correct. Fibula bone exists in, as you see, fibula bone exists in shank. Yes, fibula bone exists in shank. Ilium bone exists. Where can you find ilium? Yes, ilium bone is found in pelvic girdle. Ilium bone exists in pelvic girdle. The last item, sternum bone exists in. Where can you find sternum bone? Of course, sternum bone exists in the thoracic cage. Give reasons for the following. The upper part of ulna has a depression. Let's think together. Why the upper part of ulna has a depression? Yes, to allow the inner projection of humerus to fit. Once again, to allow the inner projection of humerus to fit in it. The tendril is named a mechanical tissue. The tendril is named a mechanical tissue. Yes, because when the tendril meets a support, it twines around it for few turns in a spiral form. Then its length decreases and thickens and lays down a considerable amount of mechanical tissue. I am going to say the answer again. Because when the tendril meets a support, as you see, it twines around it for few turns in a spiral form. Then its length decreases and thickens and lays down a considerable amount of mechanical tissue. This is why the tendril is named a mechanical tissue. Next, movement in man depends on the nervous system. Why do you think, my dear student, movement in man depends on nervous system? Excellent, because the nervous system gives order to the muscles to contract and relax. Because the nervous system gives order to muscles to contract and relax. During examination of Elodia leaf cells, we can see the movement of the chloroplasts which embedded in the cytoplasm. Of course, that's happening due to cytoplasmic streaming in a rotational movement in one direction. Let's move to another item of question. What happened when the tendril does not meet a support during its movement? The tendril does not meet a support during its movement. Of course, it will wilt and die. So, when the tendril will not meet a support, of course, it will wilt and die. Thank you for good listening. I wish you enjoyed your time with us. See you next episode. Good luck and goodbye.